So in this video, I'm going to kind of walk you through the process of registering for classes because registration for summer is coming up, and then shortly after that, I think about a month, registration for the entire next academic year. So fall and spring will open so you can register for classes. So I'm going to kind of briefly walk you through that. So one of the differences between high school and college is that in college, you have to register for classes yourself. There's no counselor or someone that comes by and registers you for classes, says, okay, like you're good to go. So you have to do that. You can meet with an advisor if you have questions. So I'm going to kind of briefly walk you through the process. So first things first, you're going to go to lonestar.edu, so the website here that you see. You're going to click on My Lone Star, and then you're going to log in with your credentials. So, I would type in your email, your Lone Star email, and then whatever password that you use to log into that. Log into it. You're going to first see a bunch of tiles that I'm sure you've probably already seen. So you're going to click on the student tile. Once you click on that, you're going to see a bunch of other little tiles. You're going to look for manage classes. Once you find that, you're going to click on it. That should bring you to a page that looks somewhat like this. It's going to list here are going to be the upcoming semesters that are available for you to either look at and or register. So you're going to select the semester that you want to look at. So we're going to look at summer 2025 in our example. Just click it. It's going to bring you to this page. So it has the semester over here in the corner, so you know what semester you're looking at. And you're going to type any keywords or class number that you're looking for. So if you're, say, for example, I'm going to use biology again as an example. If I'm looking for biology, I can type in biology. Ideally spelled correctly. You can type in BIOL, which is the abbreviation for the biology courses. If you're looking for a specific class, you can type in, 1409, however you want to do that. One thing to remember is you do have to make sure there's a space between letters and the numbers, or else it's going to freak out and doesn't understand what you're looking for. Things do have to be spelled correctly, or else it's going to freak out again. And you have to have the right numbers, or else it doesn't understand what you're asking. So we're going to look for biology. We're looking for biology classes in the summer. So we're just going to type in this. Just hit enter. It may take a minute, and it's going to bring up all of these classes. So a couple of things to go over. So first here, let's start on the left. So campus. These are all the campuses that are in the Lone Star College system. So there's Cypher, there's Kingwood, there's Montgomery. So if you only want to look at classes, say at like Kingwood, you would just select Kingwood, and you would see only the biology classes at Kingwood. Same thing if you want, you can select multiple ones if you want to look at multiple campuses, but that's what campus means. Location. So some campuses have like what we call satellite centers or smaller campuses among them. So for example, Kingwood campus, obviously the main campus is Kingwood itself, but there are also 3 other centers that are kind of under the umbrella of Kingwood. That includes East Aldine, Process Tech, and the Atascocita Center. So for example, if you're like, I want to look at Kingwood campus, but I only want to look at Atascocita Center, you would come down here and just click Atascocita Center. And then, for example, we can see there's only 3 classes. This is the only classes offered. There's also, like I said, other campuses also have smaller, we call, like I said, satellite campuses as well if you want to select them to see. That's what location is. Instruction mode. So this is kind of the mode, basically, or how the class will be taught. So when people say hybrid, it means part of the class is going to be in person, face-to-face at a specific time, a specific place. Maybe it's lecture, maybe it's lab. It kind of depends on the course. And then the rest of it you're going to do online through D2L. In person means it's completely face-to-face. Most of your instruction is going to happen in the classrooms, in the labs. You may have homework and stuff that you have to do online and turn in, but majority of your content is going to be face-to-face. Online means it is 100% online. It means your course is going to be 100% through D2L. Your lectures, your homework, your exams, all of that will be done through D2L. Session start dates. So there's a variety of sessions, which means basically a session is how long the class occurs. So we have a variety of sessions. So for summer, for example, we offer 6-week sessions, which means the class is 6 weeks long. There's 10 weeks. In the regular semesters, which refer to fall and spring, the normal quote, normal semester is considered 16-week. So for example, y'all are in a normal 16-week course. So you can pick if you want a shorter one. They tend to go a lot faster. If you prefer a longer one, pick a longer one. For summer, we have different start and end dates. So like 6-week session 1 right here means it's a 6-week course, but it starts June 2nd, whereas a 6-week session 2 is still also a 6-week course, but it starts July 10th. So you can figure out what classes work for you with your schedule, days, times, etc. So number of units, these are the number of credit hours associated with a course. So some courses are 1 to 3. 3 is usually your lectures, and then some of them are 4 or 6. These are usually like they have a lab component with them as well. Meeting days are just that, whether you want a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class, Tuesday, Thursday, weekends, however you want it. Class start times. So if you say, I only want to see classes that start at 7, you can select that. Or if you want a later class that starts. Class end times. If you're like, I cannot get out of class any later than, 3. So you would select this one, end between 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. Class component. So this is kind of how the class is structured. Most of your classes are going to be lectures. Basically, the professor is standing in front. They're giving you their notes. They're telling you all the information, usually PowerPoints. Labs is usually where you are doing experiments or group work or something like that. And there's also internships. Those are usually not as common. So class status, this is an important one. So open classes means that there are seats available in that class, that you can go ahead and register and reserve your spot. Closed classes means that that class is full. You can't get into it. Waitlist is where a class may be full, but maybe we're expecting students to drop due to, say, for example, non-payment. So if you don't pay by the deadline, you get dropped from your courses. And we know, let's say, for example, we think some students are going to get dropped, so we'll create what is a wait list. So if you request to be put on a wait list for a specific course, you're like, I really want this professor or this time, whatever it is, you select to be put on a wait list. And that means if students drop from that course, they go to the wait list, and whoever is first on that wait list will be contacted by the college to say, hey, there's a slot open now in this course. You have X amount of time to register for the class. So that is an option if you're really determined to get in a section. Not all classes have wait lists, and there's not always a guarantee you will get into the course. And if you are on a wait list, the important thing to remember is there is a deadline. You're not given like an extended amount of time. I know where I went to school, it was like 24 hours notice. Like once they notified you had 24 hours to go in and register. So like that's fine if you want to do it, but just keep an eye on your email. So let's say we just want to look at Kingwood. We're going to make it simple. So we just want to see what classes are at Kingwood. So now we're going to come over here. So this just means that I'm looking at only the open classes, only at Kingwood campus. And here it's going to, so we just, sorry, my bad. They're just going to look, sorry, it's been a long day. We just looked at biology. So it's going to list all of the BIOL that we searched that match. So these are all the biology courses, not my favorite deck, that are offered at Kingwood campus that are open. So you can see there's 1406, 1322. So let's example this 1406 for. So what this is telling you is that this specific section right here that we're hovering over is for biology 1406. So this is the letter and the numbering system. So the course, what we call the course number that's associated with it. Biology 1 for science majors, listed twice here. That is just the name of the course, the full out title of it. So for biology 1406 is biology 1 for science majors. Here it's going to list in parentheses the campus. So for example, if you did not click the Kingwood campus and you're just looking at all of them, you'd be able to see which campus it's being taught at. And it says there are 4 class options available. So that means there are 4 different classes of 1406 being offered. So we're going to go ahead and just click it just to see what shows up. So click it. Now here it's going to give you some information. You can click course information and it will tell you kind of a brief description of the class here, how many units, so the credits, so this is 4, so you have a lecture and a lab. Graded, that just means you're getting credit for the class. And it has a lecture and a We'll look at another one in a second. If there's any prereqs or co-reqs, it'll list it here as well. So any classes you need to take while taking that course or before you take the course. So we're going to scroll down here, and these are going to list here all of your different classes that are offered for Biology 1406. So option here, this just lists 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just a numbering system. The status just tells you that these are all open. What session? So they're all 6-week. What session do we want to start? June 2nd, or do we want to start later? This here tells you the class. So you can see there's a lecture component and there's a lab component here. It gives you, I don't know what topic is, but, oh, I think it tells you like where it's being held. Now this is the meeting date, so again, so this class will meet June 2nd through July 8th. If you're like, well, that doesn't work, I want June 10th through August 17th, you would come down here. The days and times. So this will tell you if your class does meet face-to-face, it'll list the days and times. So for example, this first class meets Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday from 9 to 11 is your lecture. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 11:10 to 1:10 is your lab. So you would just go from lecture right to lab. Whereas this class down here is online, so it's completely online. You don't have to come to campus. If there's a room, it'll tell you the room number associated with it. It will tell you the campus, so Kingwood campus. This one, for example, is just a Splendora High School dual credit class. I don't know if you can hear the motorcycle. I'm sorry if you can. And then it'll tell you the instructor. So this one is taught by Kristen Schmid. Sorry. To be announced just means they haven't assigned a professor to that class. And then any co-reqs, basically, if there's any classes you need to take while taking it. So there's none. Here, if you're looking at like a specific professor you want to take, you can, this is the professor, and then look them up on Write My Professor. So let's say like, okay, we want to take this online class. So to register for it, you would just click either one. Usually I just click lecture. Now, I'm not signed in, so it's not going to look exactly like it, but on your page, it's going to pop up kind of with some similar information of like, this is the class. And what you're going to do is there's going to be a button kind of off to the right that's going to hit, say, next, and you're going to click it. And then it's going to pop up with two options, enroll or add to cart. So if you select enroll, that means like I am ready to register for my classes. I want to reserve my spot. Add to cart means you're not ready to register for the class. Maybe you want to save it to look at it later, or maybe you want to save it so you can talk about it with your advisor. So you can just add it to cart. So adding it to cart is just basically you can easily pull it up without having to go through the whole entire process all over again. So we would select enroll, and then we would hit next again. Then it's going to pop up and it's going to have you review the excuse me, the information. So we're going to make sure you selected the right one, make sure it's exactly what you thought it was, and then you're going to hit submit. And then congratulations, you have enrolled in your course. So to go over some, some brief other information, you can find another video where I kind of go down a breakdown kind of some information that you can find on classes, like the information you're seeing currently on your screen, and also what a degree program is, as what classes am I supposed to take.